Silk Road, regarded as the first darknet marketplace, was launched in 2011 and eventually shut down by the FBI in 2013. Wherever there's money to be made, there's always going to be people willing to go the extra mile to get that reward. Rarely, however, do we get a peek behind the curtain to see exactly what goes on the dark web. But in today's video, that is exactly what we are going to be doing. We are going to be reading through some of the most disturbing messages sent by the founder and owner of Silk Road. Naturally, you may be curious as to what lengths this person had to go to keep business running smoothly, and these message logs give us a pretty good glance into the paranoia involved with running this operation. Viewer discretion is advised, as these message logs are one heck of a read and a bone-chilling look into the dark side of the internet.
Now to that stunning arrest of the drug kingpin who goes by the name Dread Pirate Roberts. Appears to have cornered the internet drug market. His real name is Ross Ulbricht, and his website, Silk Road, is packed with products like cocaine and heroin. ABC's Gio Benitez is here with all the details. Good morning, Gio.
George, good morning to you. The FBI calls it the most sophisticated criminal marketplace on the internet. Thousands of drug dealers used it to sell drugs and completely hide their identities. This morning, the FBI says the 29-year-old seemingly clean-cut entrepreneur was living a secret life as a digital drug lord, operating an online black market bazaar called Silk Road, often referred to as the eBay for drugs. Here's an online commercial. Now Ross Ulbricht is in federal custody, arrested Tuesday, and the site he allegedly ran shut down after a 2-year undercover operation.
Very sophisticated, very intellectual individual who took those skills and those talents and developed an online website that marketed illegal goods, illegal services.
Just look at some of the 13,000 items offered through that underground site. Ultra clean cocaine, clean and real LSD, high-grade MDMA, also known as Molly, all with fast and free shipping. Court documents say Silk Road sold $1.2 billion worth of drugs and illegal services in just under 3 years.
They were comfortable operating in that environment because they felt that they enjoyed complete anonymity.
Investigators say the Penn State graduate tried hiding his identity on Silk Road with the username Dread Pirate Roberts, just like in the movie The Princess Bride.
You're the Dread Pirate Roberts, admit it.
With pride.
Even so, it seems at least one Silk Road user threatened to reveal the identities of thousands of others. So, investigators say Ulbricht tried to execute a murder for hire on that user, offering $150,000 to a would-be hitman because, quote, "This kind of behavior is unforgivable to me, especially here on Silk Road. Anonymity is sacrosanct."
Just because the Silk Road has been shut down doesn't mean that this concept is going to go away very easily. The operator made $80 million in fees. That is a huge incentive.
$80 million. Well, Ulbricht's attorney, a public defender, has not returned our calls for comment. But investigators say his key mistake, he allegedly used his personal email address for nearly all Silk Road communication, George.
Silk Road was founded by Ross William Ulbricht, who is now serving a life sentence in prison for his role in Silk Road. But the thing is, whenever this story is covered, these messages are almost never brought up, which really just dampers down the entire storyline. But before we get into these messages, I do need to give you all a little bit of backstory to this entire operation. Ross Ulbricht, the alleged mastermind behind the Silk Road website, used the alias Altoid to promote the online drug retailer in 2011 as it was just starting to get off of the ground. Gary Alford, a special agent with the Internal Revenue Service, testified when he started investigating Silk Road in early 2013 that he performed Google searches looking for any hint of the website on the internet before its launch. He found postings from early 2011 on Bitcoin and drug discussion forums promoting Silk Road as an anonymous Amazon.com by someone named Altoid. By searching all of the posts made by Altoid, Mr. Alford found a job posting from October 2011 seeking an IT pro needed for a venture-backed Bitcoin startup. The advertisement said anyone interested should contact Mr. Ulbricht and provide his Gmail address. Previous government witnesses said Mr. Alford identified Mr. Ulbricht in September 2013 as the suspected organizer of Silk Road to Jared D. Youngovan, a special agent within the Department of Homeland Security who is also investigating the website. Joshua Dreidel, Mr. Ulbricht's attorney, has conceded that his client created Silk Road in late 2010, but says he later handed it over to someone else. His client, he said, was set up by someone else by the time he was arrested by FBI agents in October 2013. Prosecutor Sarah Turner also showed the jury emails from Mr. Ulbricht's Gmail account that matched entries on a Silk Road expense report recovered from his laptop computer, confirming that Mr. Ulbricht had rented a cabin in Bastrop, Texas, a small town just outside of Austin. It is here prosecutors allege that he grew hallucinogenic mushrooms. Expense reports and emails showed that he also bought a humidifier and HEPA filter around that time. Prosecutors allege that Mr. Ulbricht grew the mushrooms to have one product offering for sale on the new website. Before the trial broke for the day, Mr. Alford told the jury that he had come across emails, including one from April 2013, where Ulbricht was referred to as Frosty. Frosty is the name of the folder on Mr. Ulbricht's laptop where Silk Road journal entries, chat logs, and other items were recovered. According to the IRS's Criminal Investigation Unit, someone they refer to as Individual X successfully hacked into the Silk Road servers sometime between May of 2012 and April of 2013, stealing that abundance of drug money from the dark web site's Bitcoin address just before Ulbricht's downfall in October of 2013. Now, to begin this story, let's go back to 2011 when the very first mention of the Silk Road website came from a forum called shroomery.org, dated January 27, 2011, where one user by the name of Altoid started a new thread that read the following. I came across this website called Silk Road. It's a Tor hidden service that claims to allow you to buy and sell anything anonymously. I'm thinking of buying off it, but wanted to see if anyone here had heard of it and could recommend it. I found it through silkroad420.wordpress.com, which, if you have a Tor browser, directs you to the real site at this onion link. Let me know what you think. The post gathered a few replies, but since it was the first mention of the site anywhere on the internet, and the fact that it said, "Let me know what you think" at the end of it, it was believed that this was some sort of advertising tactic, which later on would cause the FBI to further investigate the user name of who Altoid was. Conveniently, Altoid also had an account on Bitcoin Talk, the official Bitcoin forum. If you take a look through this forum user's post history, you'll start to realize that this person had quite a few Bitcoins to their name. However, the final post made by Altoid was dated October 11th, 2011. It is still up to this day, and it reads the following. Hello, sorry if there's another thread for this kind of post, but I couldn't find one. I'm looking for the best and brightest IT pro in the Bitcoin community to be the lead developer in a venture-backed Bitcoin startup company. The ideal candidate would have at least several years of web application development experience, having built applications from the ground up. A solid understanding of OOP and software architecture is a must. Experience in a startup environment is a plus, or just being super hardworking, self-motivated, and creative. Compensation can be in the form of equity or a salary or somewhere in between. If interested, please send your answers to the following questions to the following email. This email, in part with all of the other posts from his forum account, is all the FBI needed to start tracking Ross in an ongoing investigation. Sometime after this discovery, a package of Ulbricht's was intercepted in the mail containing various fake IDs, all of which with Ulbricht's face on them. When questioned about the fake IDs, he stated that they weren't his and that anyone could have made them. Ross Ulbricht was monitored up through 2013, where undercover agents tracked him to the San Francisco Public Library. By then, investigators knew his computer would encrypt itself if it was closed, so they had to get him with his computer open. Due to this proposed dilemma, two undercover agents created a diversion by pretending to be a couple fighting nearby. This caught Ross off guard, which caused him to get out of his seats at the library, where another agent then ran in and snatched his laptop while it was still open. Ross was caught logged into the mastermind dashboard of his computer, and within his computer, on top of that, was a full diary dedicated to the creation of Silk Road, as written by Ross.